another Acoustic Alternatives podcast from Grove Studios in Ypsilanti, the home of the podcast since that first one that happened in October of 2020. You've heard me talk about that one. Chris DuPont came by during the pandemic, masked. We were both masked, actually. And at the beginning of this whole journey was that day after me being a guest on a podcast that the good folks at Grove were putting together. It has been a fun journey, 100 plus episodes. Most of them have been done here. It does not happen without Grove Studios. If you're a musician, a DJ, or a podcaster, and you live somewhere in the Ann Arbor or Detroit area, or even a short drive from here, it's worth it to come here. You can practice your things and do your podcasts and practice your DJ skills 24/7. It's a keypad operation very close to the campus of Eastern Michigan University, and I'm so grateful to them for inviting me to do this because I've had so many fun visits in this space. Today, we are visiting with a first-time visitor. We're not even sure we've met before. Sammie Hershock is here, and she's got a recent album from 2 years ago.
Yep.
Plain Song, which is the precursor to something that you're putting out later this year.
Later this year.
That's exciting news. I'm excited that you have more coming. I know that you've got some big things happening.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some of those big things, but I think it's great if we start with a song.
Okay. Perfect.
What would you like to start with?
Ooh. Okay.
Your choice.
Okay. I'm going to play you a newer one. It's called Graveyard Trees. Wait, can I tell you a story about it?
Please tell me a story. That's the best part.
Okay, cool. I'm going to tell you a story about it. I live in Marshall, and we have a lot of old cemeteries there. And I recently started taking walks in the cemeteries lately. And one of the first things that I really noticed was the trees. And there was like something really powerful about the tree energy in a graveyard. So I got home and I was like, I need to write a song about this. I read in a book that trees talk to each other. Tin can telephone, and the roots are the wire. They branch toward the sun and recoil to the fire. What a lesson to learn in control and desire. The bird in the cedar is building a nest. Her fledgling choir tucked into her chest. The winds pull her higher and she'll acquiesce. Guess the secret to flying is openness. I cried at the base of the great white pine, felt a drop from her leaf, and our tears intertwined. I sang her my grief, and she softly replied, no pain is too big for the blanket of time. Now I only grieve with the graveyard trees. Great circle of seers preside over me. Hundreds of years for a branch outreached. What a lesson in patience and holding your peace. What a lesson in patience and holding your peace. What a lesson in patience and holding your peace.
Brand new music from Sammie Hershock on Acoustic Alternatives from Grove Studios. The song title again was
Graveyard Trees.
Graveyard Trees. New music from a forthcoming album. We'll get into that, like I said, in just a bit. But let's first talk about you, where you grew up, and a bit about your family. Tell me where you grew up.
Well, I grew up in Marshall, Michigan.
Probably don't need to grab the microphone.
Okay,
It
sorry.
might buzz. I don't know. I'm not listening.
Okay. Yeah, I grew up in Marshall. Actually, I was born around here.
Okay. St. John's?
Well,
St. Joe's, I mean.
no, like sort of, I mean, not really, really around here, but like Detroit area, like
Okay.
Farmington Hills. So then we moved to Marshall when I was in 6th grade, and I've been there ever since. It's a little tiny town, but it's very cute. There's a fountain in the middle.
What kind of stuff did you do as a kid? Were you always playing music? Was that your thing always? Or was there another portion of your life that wasn't so focused on this?
Oh, I mean, I did a lot of different things. Music has always been a huge focus for me, really since the very beginning. I grew up very religious, so a lot of my first experiences with music was like church choir and that kind of stuff. I always did church choir. I started piano when I was 6, and at first wasn't really my thing, but my parents forced me to stick with it.
You're probably not too mad about it now.
No, I was at one point I was, but we also switched teachers, and that was a big change for me too.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have any siblings, or was it just you and your parents?
I have 2 siblings, a brother and a sister, and we were homeschooled.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom homeschooled us. She was amazing.
Do you feel like that has been a benefit or any difference between you and the people who weren't homeschooled in your life?
Yes, there is a huge difference between me and the people who weren't homeschooled. And I think that there's pros and cons to everything. But I have a lot of really sweet memories from being homeschooled. And one of the cool things is like you're sort of able to focus on whatever your interest is. And for me, it was piano. When I was in high school, I was like, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. So I'd finish all my schoolwork in 2 hours. I'd practice for like 6 hours a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had your path chosen pretty early then.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, that's a good thing to know in advance. It took me a little while to get to where I'm at, though I kind of knew when I was younger as well, like that 10th, 11th grade point in my school, they were pushing you towards a, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because you need to pick where you're going to college thing, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if that was happening in your homeschooling, but to me it was like, I don't know. And there was a radio station in the town I grew up in. I wasn't allowed to be part of it apparently because I wasn't in that school district, but it did open the door to the idea that, oh, you can do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Everyone else played music in my family, and that was my only outlet to have, a love of music spread out to other people. So
that's so cool.
You get to
I
play
love
it.
that. Yeah. I mean, it's important in either direction, like
people
all
are,
of the.
Yeah, people
all
are
of
needed
those-
on both sides of the equation.
100%.
I'm glad I'm where I'm at because no one wants to hear me sing. It's not pretty. But I'm glad that you have chosen this path. Piano, pretty much your whole adult life, teaching when you were in high school. though.
Yes.
So who were your students? Were they fellow high school students or just six-year-old kids like yourself? Your
well,
older self, your younger self.
Yeah, right. I started with like some friends, that kind of thing, like some friends' kids. And then that was when I was 16. I was taking lessons from Marshall had like a community music center. And they gave me a call that year. I was taking voice lessons there. And they knew that I played piano, and some of the teachers there were friends of mine already, and they had heard me play. And they were like, we just lost a piano teacher and we need somebody. Can you come and audition? So I did a little audition and they interviewed me and all that stuff. I think because they were like, we're about to hire on a 16-year-old.
It's kind of a gamble.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But I already was really passionate about teaching music too. Like I love music. I love listening to music. I love playing it. But teaching it has always been like it's just been really special to me, really important. And I even then had a passion for it. And I think that they could see it because they hired me. And once I started, I was like, oh, I love this.
Has that been your only job other than being a performer?
Yeah, teaching. I'm trying to think if I did. Well, I mean, this is also music related, but I did like some, like church organist type stuff. Because I also, random fact, majored in the pipe organ for a year.
I read that. I think of all the people I've interviewed, you might be the only one that I know that plays the pipe organ. So cool.
Yeah.
Box checked on my end.
Yeah, it's a real, puts me really high up on the cool
on the
meter,
church call list is what it goes right.
Yeah, that too.
Does it come in handy at this point? I mean,
no, not at all. Well, I actually think in some ways it does. I have not. I no longer go to church, so it doesn't really apply. You know, you don't really find pipe organs just sitting around somebody's house.
Not usually.
Per se.
I mean, there was one at the Michigan Theater. They might need somebody there.
Yeah.
That person passed away, sadly, the person that was playing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know. It just, I also just realized that my real passion is piano. But there was a lot of really cool things that I learned playing the organ. Like, because there's so much going on. There's so much going on, first of all. So you have to sort of have this brain space where you're able to focus on like a million things at once.
High level of concentration.
Yes. There was a lot of like technical things that I had to learn with finger substitution stuff, like where you hold a finger, because on the piano we can use our sustain pedal to do that. And on the organ, like you got to use your fingers. There's no sustain pedal. So that was cool. Yeah.
Fun facts.
Yes. You know, and also another cool thing about the organ, and then I'm going to be done talking about the pipe organ, is they have all the stops on the sides, right? Mm-hmm. So you get to, as the organist, you get to like orchestrate literally like make your own arrangements of this stuff. And the stops are different instruments. So I really loved that. It was super creative.
You could make a lot of noises with one big thing in front of you. That's cool.
Yeah.
Any of your students go on to do things like anybody go on to perform out and about, or are they just doing it for hobbies?
Yeah, I am just now starting to get people like that, you know, I've taught through grade school and high school, like that have graduated and are now doing stuff with music. So
they're inviting you to their shows, I hope.
Yeah.
Come watch me play.
Yeah, I just went to a production in Marshall. It was like a community theater thing, but a bunch of my kids were in it, so
okay,
it was cute. Yeah.
Well, you apparently have a lot of songs in the back catalog that are not on Plain Song.
I do.
I don't know how many there are, but it sounds like there's a whole lot. When you first started writing songs, where were you writing from? Like, what were your experiences that were forcing you to put these things onto a pen and paper or on a tablet, or however you write your songs?
That's a great question. When I first started writing, I was young, like really young. I think the first one that I can remember was like a song that I wrote with my mom had caught me doing something else other than my homework. Yes.
Sammie.
I know.
Shame on you. You've been forgiven, I think.
I think so.
So it was about being a misbehavior.
Yes. And then I kind of went into writing story songs about other people's lives. And when I was in high school, I went through a brief stint of writing joke songs, which thankfully was just a brief stint. And then after that, I started writing more like from what I was feeling. That felt really vulnerable and scary. And those songs were the best, by the way. But because it felt so vulnerable and scary, I did not share them with anybody because it just felt like a really big thing to share. It wasn't until recently, actually, that I started doing that. So,
like putting your diary to music.
Yes. And what's really interesting is that, like, now that time has gone on, I'm able to see other people, when they're hearing your quote-unquote diary or somebody else's diary, they're not translating it as this person's story. They're seeing themselves in it.
100%.
Like, we share our stories so other people can experience their own stories in ours. Like, it's not a selfish thing to share your story. And that was a big mindset shift that I had to take. So
I will admit that just recently heard somebody else's story and somebody else's song, and I know this person and I know the actual meaning behind the song because they're a friend, and I wept because I felt it too. Like I felt it from their perspective, and then I was feeling it from my perspective. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, why am I crying? because it's hitting me. So music is such a powerful thing and can do that. Even if it isn't their story, it might be the same story. You just put it into words that made sense to them that they couldn't do. So it's a gift. You said the church was a big part of your growing up. Did you ever write to that part of your life? Did you ever write church songs, like hymns?
Oh, yeah, I did. So when I was in like early middle school, I was really like classically inclined. I loved all the classical stuff. And so I actually started out writing like my songs that I played at piano recital. So like my first big one was like an 8-minute long piano sonata.
Ooh.
I don't remember it, but it was in D minor. I do remember that.
Okay. Guess I can't request that.
Yeah, sorry. But anyways, so I did that. And then I started writing church music shortly after that, just kind of like in my head, lots of choral stuff because that's what I liked and had a lot of experience doing. I will still write stuff that I feel like, oh, this could be a really cool church tune, but not really anymore.
Makes sense. Mm-hmm. What kind of stuff was that what you were hearing growing up too? Like in the house, your parents playing music was going to be religious music? Or were they into pop music?
It was a mix. Like my dad has a really wide variety of music that he listens to, and he is a real like connoisseur of that stuff, and so that helped really shape me a lot. Because he, listens to jazz and lots of classical stuff. Like I had the best of Mozart's opera memorized, and my dad and we can still do like the different instruments. Yeah.
That's
anyways,
fun.
It's real nerdy, but so that, but then also like Indigo Girls, I remember listening to in the Jeep all the time in my dad's Jeep.
Awesome harmony.
Yeah, amazing. And their writing was like hugely influential on me. Joni Mitchell and James Taylor, Elton John, we listened to a lot. Paul Simon, Graceland.
Some great names there.
Yeah.
Some very important, very, very important songwriters.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense that you went in that direction then, if that's what you were growing up listening to. Mm-hmm. I wrote poems when I was a kid, but it was more about trying to get out emotions and, rather than it being a diary entry, I thought of them as songs because I'm a big music person. I don't play anything, so they have remained these, sad girl broke up with me poems.
Do you still have them?
I have them.
Do you? Oh, good. Do you still write poems?
I haven't been inspired as much lately. It's been a little while since I've written anything meaningful. But
were they like? Sorry for going into this, but I love talking about poems and stuff like this.
It's an interview with you, but whatever. Go ahead.
Great. Okay, my last question for you, John.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What happened here? I've lost control.
Do your poems rhyme?
Yes, for the most part.
Okay.
Are they not supposed to?
I just was curious.
I write them as songs.
Yeah.
There's no music.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes. I mean, I can kind of remember Girl of My Dreams, which I wrote about the girl who I had a crush on from 7th to 9th grade.
Incredible.
And I sort of had a melody for it, and I still kind of remember it, but never became a song. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
Saw her at my 30-year class reunion, told her about it. I haven't talked to her since. Anyway, maybe this is a good time for me to step away and have you play another song. What would you like to do next? Now that I've embarrassed myself.
Ooh, this is going to be the perfect segue. Okay. This is a song. It's called Sensitivity.
Wait, we should probably wait for whatever large vehicle is driving by the building right now. Okay, it's gone now.
Okay, I'm just going to talk first. Anyways, this song is called Sensitivity, and it was written sort of with this idea of, have you ever gotten called sensitive as an insult?
I don't know, maybe.
Like, oh, stop being so sensitive, or you're so sensitive.
Probably.
Okay, well, I have, because
Sandy,
I'm quite a sensitive person.
Stop being so sensitive.
See, thank you. And I've started to realize that that's not a bad thing. It's being sensitive and feeling things. It can sometimes feel really heavy when you're feeling things very deeply, but it's also like a really beautiful thing.
Don't you think we'd have less war if people were more sensitive?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But the thing that's hard about it is like it requires you to be vulnerable, and that's uncomfortable. Anyways, I'm going to play you the song now. asked my doctor for the medicine. Said, can you make it something saccharine? He said, there's not much you can take for your aversion to change. But I got a sucker and some aspirin. I am standing at the precipice, wondering where in hell my helmet is. And if I'm taking the lead, can I get protection at least? Or is this already happening? How does it feel not to feel? To not get shocked by something real? Is it my responsibility? They say that I am blessed with this, but I'm a sucker for the sedative. Something to make it less heavy, 'cause I've been carrying the weight of sensitivity. And I am soaring over all of this, wax wings like I am Icarus. And I dreamed of the day that I'd be melting away. But is it supposed to drip like this? How does it feel not to feel? To not get shocked by something real? Is it my responsibility? They say that I am blessed with this, but I'm a sucker for the sedative. Something to make it less heavy, 'cause I've been carrying the weight of sensitivity. And when it's all said and done, I'd rather bleed than become numb. Don't let this cup pass from my lips. I want to drink from it. I want to feel, get shocked by something real. Maybe it's my responsibility, but I believe that I am blessed with this. With deep pain comes deeper bliss, and from now until eternity, I'll keep carrying the gift of sensitivity.
You've got Acoustic Alternatives from Grove Studios with my guest, Sammie Hershock, and grateful to Grove Studios for the opportunity to do this and many other interviews. Again, as I said earlier, without Grove Studios, there is no Acoustic Alternatives podcast. There's no ability for me to visit with and explore the lives of musicians from across the globe, most of them from Michigan, but I do love exposing people to people who I've heard along the way from other parts of the world as well. Sammie is here to talk about her life and career, but again, it wouldn't happen without Grove Studios. GroveStudios.space. If you want to rent the space for yourself, do a podcast, band practice, DJ skill practice, production, it's all available here. Sammie got a quick tour before we started and got to see all the various rooms. And maybe someday you need to do a band practice. I don't know, but look, there's a space.
I know.
It could work.
It's pretty nice, too.
Thanks. What was the name of the song? Sensitive?
Sensitivity.
Sensitivity, okay.
Yeah. That's also going to be on the new album.
Does the new album have a title?
Wings.
Wings. Oh, it does. I actually have that in my notes.
Oh.
Ha! I did my research. We have to back up a little bit before we go forward because we didn't talk about, and you don't have to talk about it too much if you don't want to, but the pandemic, tough time for all of us in many different ways, but you apparently got pretty sick. And
Yeah.
do you want to talk about that to your comfort level?
Oh, you really did your research, John.
You have to. You don't have to tell me things you wouldn't share with anybody else, but maybe it affected the writing of the record. Maybe it affected everything.
100%. Okay, so like we were saying earlier, I really hadn't shared any of my songs, my real heart songs, just with a couple friends and my partner at the time. And then I got really sick. Oh, also I had 3 kids before that.
Just randomly?
Yeah, just
pick them up at the store. They were having a sale at Kmart before they closed.
Part of it.
Oh, so okay, sorry.
No, yeah, they're having a sale. So, it's terrible. Okay, so I had my 3 kids in a short period of time, and I had my first when I was 21. By the time I was 25, I had all 3, and that was kind of the first thing that started to break me open in a way, in a good way. And then COVID hit, and my baby was like 6 months old, and the other 2 were still pretty young. And I got sick. We had mold in our house. Anyways, it was a whole thing. We ended up figuring out that that's what it was. But it was really scary on top of the whole pandemic situation. And I realized, if I died, no one would know, like my kids wouldn't even know that I wrote songs because they had never heard them. I had never played them for them. There was and I wanted so much for my kids to live these vibrant lives full of their interests and all the things that they wanted to do. And I was like, if I can't do that for myself, like I'm the one that they're watching. And so I kind of started digging through some deep shit in here and here. And sorry, can I say shit on this podcast?
You just did.
Okay, great.
It's not a radio.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
You said it twice. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 times. Damn it.
Hey, that one was you. Anyways, I started digging through, and I just realized, okay, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put something out. So that was when I put out The Giantess, which was my first EP, and I literally just did it like in the closet, more or less. And, but it was like a step into, sharing my songs. I had no plans of playing live. I was like, because I had really bad stage fright around playing my songs. So I was like, I'm never going to play a live show ever. And then probably 8 months after that, that started to shift in my head too.
Raising my hand. People can't see that in the audio version of the podcast. Did you not perform in church?
Okay. Yes. But that was different. Like in my head.
Those weren't your songs.
Yes. And I performed all of the time, like piano recitals and that kind of stuff, accompanying people.
You weren't the focus.
No. And I wasn't sharing anything. Like I was just doing the thing, There's a beautiful thing in that, like especially in classical music, right? You spend all of this effort perfecting someone else's music. And that's a skill in and of itself, because you have to put yourself in the composer's mindset and kind of like get in there. I loved that. But also, that's not your stuff. Like my stuff felt really hard for me to share.
Vulnerable, as you said.
Yep.
Earlier, yeah.
Yep.
Well, eventually you got not so self-conscious and you put out Plain Song.
Nope.
A, why call it Plain Song? B, why did you choose to work with Ian Gorman? Who was your template that you said, ooh, I want to work with Ian because he worked with?
Oh, Ian is amazing. And honestly, like I just kept hearing his name around. So you have to remember also, I was like still very, very new to the music scene and the music community. And I was just hearing Ian Gorman this, and I was like, oh, that would be great. And they have an amazing piano there, so that was like a big thing for me too. Like I wanted a nice grand piano sound, and yeah, Ian did a great job.
Why was it called Plain Song?
It was called Plain Song because it's sort of a little nod to my upbringing in like Catholic type stuff, because Plain Song is like the chant, the Gregorian chant that they would sing like kind of everyday stuff. And I liked this idea of like the beauty in the ordinary, and also nodding to my experience in the church, because even though it's not, I've since stepped away from it, it shaped me 100%. And so a lot of the inspiration in those songs, like the way I did a lot of big vocal arrangements that were very choral. I even added some hymns as counter melodies.
Ooh, clever.
Yes.
I did notice.
Yeah. I just kind of went all like Catholic music nerdy on it, and it really felt like a cool coming together of the two different places, and in a way like honoring that part of me, and also like moving on into a new.
Sometimes when people pick a producer, it isn't because they've heard his name a bunch. It's because they like the sound of that producer's records.
Yes.
Was there a record, even if it wasn't his, that you were hoping yours had the same kind of feel to? Like you heard a record and went, oh, I want my record to sound like that. Tough question. Look at that face. It's thoughtful.
I think my answer is going to be no.
Okay.
Because so what I did with Ian was I just recorded, it was like a live recording of piano and vocals at the same time.
Just like we're doing now.
Yep. And I just did that. And then I literally just took it home and messed around. Oh. And because I think I wanted it to be just me. And so I didn't really have any expectations, also because it was like my first full album. And I just wanted to go with what felt good in the moment. Yeah. So.
Well, we mentioned your back catalog of unreleased songs. What will become of these children? You have 3 real children. You have all these unreleased children. What are you going to do with them?
I don't know. I was literally actually on the way here, I was listening to my voice memos. I have on my phone right now, I think like 600 and some voice memos.
Back that phone up.
Yeah.
Do not lose your data.
I do need to do that.
Yeah, that should be your priority this afternoon.
Well, I hate to tell you, but I'm probably not going to. This is just how I am.
I'll remind you later.
Okay.
Well, the Beatles put out 2 albums a year in their heyday, and some other bands in that early part of the music industry were able to put out a lot of music all at once. But I understand it's a little bit more expensive these days to do things, and with no real budget for it necessarily. It's probably hard for you to imagine trying to put out all of the things you've written. But
yes,
you know about Patreon, right?
I do know about Patreon.
That might be a way for you to at least share those with your closest fans, the fans
Yeah.
that care about you the most. Put the demos up there. And if you eventually get feedback on 5 of them that people are going, oh, that's a great song, you should put that up. Those are the ones you decide to record.
Right.
Just a suggestion from
That's a good suggestion.
outsider who's trying to help other people. So what kind of thing inspires a song today? Back then it was something else, but now, you've got the 3 children, you've got the record and a half out, you've got a new record coming out, but you're, I'm sure, still writing songs beyond the ones that are destined for release this fall, ?
Yes, fall. Also a good question. I'm thinking about this. Well, lately what's been really inspiring me is my kids. Just watching them grow up. So I have a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and I just turned 7. Actually, my 10-year-old's going to be 11 very soon. And it's just been really cool watching them kind of grow into these people, and especially with the girls, the 2 oldest are girls. They're kind of coming into this phase where they're starting to really see the world around them and how they fit into it. And I feel like in the last year and a half, 2 years, one thing that I've really settled into in a beautiful way has been like my role of mother. And that's been hugely inspiring in my work and just like in my life.
I'm guessing it's called wings because you're kind of finally spreading your wings and letting yourself, okay, I did this thing I was a little nervous about called Plain Song. I put it out. It got a good reception. In fact, you won 2 different songwriting awards with this record, right?
I did, yes.
And there's something that you're on your way to like this week.
Yes.
Which is the next most exciting thing besides the next record coming out. Tell me about this.
Okay. So on Friday, I'm leaving for Kerrville, Texas, because I finalized in their new song competition.
High five across the room. Whoa.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. And I finalized in Great River Folk Fest this year as well. So
you went from this person recording demos in your closet to an award-winning songwriter and potential another award down the way. I think this would be a good spot to play that song that you're playing in Kerrville because we're talking about it, and it seems like it's a natural transition.
Yeah, and actually this song also talks about motherhood. So. My mama told me we don't need recognition. She'd say that while cooking her 4th meal in a day, just sweating over the 6-burner stove in the kitchen. And I never thought to give her any praise. And it's not like it would do much anyway. But could she get a gold sticker? Could she get a prize? Or maybe a medal around her neck to reflect the light in her eyes? It took me long enough to see that in this race of humanity there is no winner. But can we get a gold sticker? The preacher's wife is speeding down the highway, bringing some dinner to a brand new family. And everyone's talking about how good the preacher is, but nobody's saying a word about Emily. And it's not like this is anything that she'd need. But could she get a gold sticker? Could she get a prize? Or maybe a medal around her neck to reflect the light in her eyes? It took me long enough to see that in this race of humanity there is no winner. But can we get a gold sticker? And the sun doesn't need reassurance to make it shine, and I don't need a pat on the back to know I'm doing it right. But it would sure be nice to get a gold sticker, get a prize, have a glimmer of a moment where I'm recognized. It took me long enough to see that in this race of humanity there is no winner. But can we get a gold sticker? Can we get a gold sticker? Can we get a gold sticker?
That is the potentially award-winning song and the Kerrville New Folk finalist song, Gold Sticker, Sammie Hershock on Acoustic Alternatives. I thought you said you were private schooled at home. Gold stickers on the paper were a public school thing. Where did you learn about gold stickers?
Well, okay. Technically, I did start being homeschooled in 6th grade.
Oh, so you did experience the elementary school sticker on your paper.
Yes.
That you're more or less singing about and saying people who do good things like my mother and yourself should be rewarded with somewhere.
A little something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, good luck. I hope you take home some sort of recognition of the song besides being a finalist, which is a nice enough honor, I'm sure, just to be included as a finalist among all the other entries. That's cool.
Yeah. And I've been listening to a lot of these people's songs, and they're really wonderful. I'm really looking forward to just going there and
sounds cool.
Being there, meeting all the people.
Well, good luck. All right. Well, then Wings will have that song, the 2 other songs that we've heard. And backing up 1 second to the second song that you played, as I was watching you play, you were not singing at the moment. I was very focused on the piano playing and how much it reminded me of Kylie Phillips. And if I'm not correct, you're working with Chris DuPont, or he produced the new record.
Yes.
Chris and Kylie, a couple. They've both been on the podcast separately together. So you chose Chris because he's awesome, but
Chris. So I had heard Chris's stuff first when he did Spencer LaJoie's record Shadow Puppets.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. And I had this idea of where I wanted to go in my head for my next album. And I just knew that he was going to be the guy. As soon as I heard Spencer's record, I was like, yep, this is what I want. So
good choice.
Chris has been amazing. He's so talented. And he's such an amazing guitar player.
These are things I knew.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe before you did, actually.
I'm sure you probably, yeah.
Not bragging, just, it's my job to find great musicians and tell people about them. So that's my role, as we discussed earlier. I don't play the music. I play the music for people who make the music. So, so who's on the record besides? I'm sure Chris plays guitar. Who else is playing on the record?
Well, me, obviously.
Well, your name is on the record. I hope you're singing and playing on it.
Mike Shimon's on drums.
Awesome.
Dominic Davis is on bass.
No way.
Yes.
Dominic's, not a small potato at all.
No, he's not a small potato. Yeah. And the Accidentals are on a couple songs.
Awesome. They've been here. They were the first people to play in this room for me.
Oh, no way. Yeah. That's great. I love them. Spencer LaJoie, did some strings and some backup vocals. Kyle Joe.
Cool. Also a Kerrville winner, I believe. He
won for a couple. And Spence, too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I think winner. I mean, they should be a winner, so they're a winner in my heart. Anyways, okay. I think that's everybody.
It's a pretty good lineup for your second record of like some of the best locals and regional musicians that you can pick from.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known Mike forever too. Back when I was a on-air DJ at WHFR in Dearborn, I had Millish in his first band, and there's this great picture of a very young Millish, and they've all gone on to do many things beyond that. Brad Phillips, still probably the one I'm the closest with in that group, but that was an amazing group of young musicians that came by to visit me a couple of times back then. I've kept in touch with all of them, and
that's really cool.
Yeah, and Mike's played with so many great locals as well. So.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
What is the projected release date, or are you still finishing things up?
It's going to come out on my birthday, my 33rd birthday, September 4th.
Okay. Is there a CD release show planned, or are you putting it on CD, or are you skipping the whole physical media thing?
Yes, to CD. I still listen to CDs. I have 2 CD players in my house, and my kids actually have Walkmans.
Wow.
Yes. Because I'm trying to hold off on the whole iPhone thing for as long as I can. So,
good.
Yeah. So far, it's working.
Okay. So physical CD release.
Yes. That's going to be on September 4th and in Marshall.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a venue out there.
There is a venue out there.
Okay. You haven't announced it yet, which is why you're being aloof. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Secret for the people who are listening to this, apparently. All right. So then that comes out. You've already got a bunch of new songs ready to think about after you've run through the cycle of this record. Are you already writing the next record?
More or less, it's already been written. It's more just like, what am I going to put on it? That I don't know yet.
Okay. It gets too far ahead, probably.
Sometimes I can get ahead of myself, but I also feel like when a record, so far I've only had 2, but it seems like when it's ready to come out, it sort of puts itself in its own order and says, hey, this is what we want to be.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Like for Wings, the craziest thing about it is I had like this collection of songs, and they all felt like they needed to be on this record. And so I was like, okay. And I put them all together. And then I started thinking about the lyrics after a while, after like already recording a lot of it. And almost every single one talked about some kind of a winged creature. This was before I had come up with the name, because I was trying to think of what the through line was, right? And I was like, oh, this is so clearly a through line. And it was really interesting how that just sort of was there the whole time. So
very nice.
Mm-hmm.
To date, your live experiences playing in front of people, do you have a favorite one that you like, oh, that was just the best night ever? This one right here, I'm sure. No, kidding.
This one's pretty great.
No.
Well, playing at the Arc for my last album release show was really special.
Sacred place.
Yeah. That was very cool. And this is kind of a random one, but last year I played Wheatland Festival for the first time. I also played the Traditional Arts Festival. It's Wheatland Traditional Arts. So it's like a couple months before, it's like in early spring, and it's way less people.
Less pressure.
Mm-hmm. But I played that, and it was like a songwriters round, but it was so special because I was on the stage and there was like this great little group of people, just up on the stage, like watching, and the sun was setting and the whole field is like completely open. It was just beautiful.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Would you like to do one more song before we let you get on the rest of your day?
I would love to.
Tell me about it, please.
Okay. This song is called Dragon Song. And
Game of Thrones inspired?
No. No. I was thinking a lot at that time about, how there's like parts of yourself, I can speak for myself, but there's parts of myself that drive me nuts. And I wanted to shift my mindset around it and instead like think about how I can use those things sort of to my advantage, because I really do believe like, okay, say you're super hyperactive or kind of scatterbrained or whatever, like there's positives and negatives to that. And so I liked this idea of trying to learn how to like love those parts of yourself that you might feel are less easy to love. And I was talking with one of my friends and they were like, you need to snuggle up with your shortcomings. And I was like, that's really cute. And another one of my friends said that they were reading this book and it talked about how instead of like slaying our dragons, we need to learn how to ride them. And I loved that thought. So that's what this song is born out of.
I might need to do that.
It's a good thing. I go to bed with my demons. They like to hog all the covers. They interrupt my sleeping, kicking and screaming, gnashing their teeth, while I'm making peace with love and something that scares me. And why do I need to fight battles with the darker side? 'Cause there is no day without the shadow, and there is no dark without the light. I've got a chamber of secrets, a basilisk under my bed, and I stopped trying to beat it, so I water and feed it, I keep it instead, and we live together, me and the darkness. And why do I need to slay dragons when I could be training to ride? We could soar above my shortcomings, blowing smoke rings in the sky. And why do I need to fight battles with the darker side? 'Cause there is no day without the shadow, and there is no dark without the light. And I can hate myself so much I could burn it all down. But a dragon, when it's tamed, won't put the flame into the ground. So we'll start a bonfire and invite our friends to sit beside. 'Cause there is no fire that burns brighter than one lit by my dragon and I. And why do I need to slay dragons when I could be training to ride? We could soar above my shortcomings, blowing smoke rings in the sky. And why do I need to fight battles with the darker side? 'Cause there is no day without the shadow, there is no day without the shadow, and there is no fire that burns brighter than one lit by my dragon and I.
Wow. Okay. Opinion. You should have submitted that song for the contest. No offense to the other song. That to me is a better song. That song reached me. I heard booming drums. I heard timpani. I heard things. I felt things. Well done.
Amazing.
Well
Thank
done.
you so much.
Sammie Hershock is my guest on Acoustic Alternatives at Grove Studios. That's from a forthcoming album called Wings, due out on her birthday. CD release party. Shh. We don't know where it is in Marshall somewhere. Pretend you didn't hear that here. She hasn't announced it yet. Final question. How do you find time with kids who are in the high maintenance level of their life to do any of the things you're doing related to this music? She doesn't know. I can tell by her face.
I don't know. It's a constant plate spinning thing. But also, I truly believe that we make time for the things that we find valuable, and music and art in all forms, really, for me, it's a way that I can process through my feelings, and it makes me a better mom. It makes me a better person. And so it's worth it for me to prioritize that.
Well, good luck with this record based on what I've heard. Bravo. Thank you for sharing your songs with me and the people who check out the podcast. Honored. I don't know if this is the first time you've played them for public other than the single that's being released Friday, which this is Wednesday, and people might hear this today or Thursday, depending on my life. Video won't be out right away because it takes me a little longer to put the video together.
Sure.
But I'm honored that you let me hear these songs.
Oh, thank you so much, John. It's been really great talking with you.
You as well. I want to thank, again, Grove Studios, grovestudios.space. If you want to rent the space for yourself, please do. They make it possible for this to happen. You can support them by telling your friends that this place is for them to do their band practice, do their DJ practice, do a podcast. The podcast table is right next to me. Today I'm kind of in the area. If you watch the last few videos I've done the last year or so, you've seen me move around this room a little bit. Sometimes I'm at the table. Sometimes I'm in front of the drum kit. Sometimes I'm over there. But it's a great room. This is the biggest of the rooms. And Grove Studios, awesome space, awesome place. grovestudios.space. Sammie, what is your website?
SammieHershock.com.
We will put that in the comments of the video and the audio as well. And there will be another one soon. I've got another guest booked for next Thursday, so keep an eye out for another podcast coming soon on Acoustic Alternatives.